Well, today is kind of a pivotal point in Microsoft Windows history. Um, Now, for those of you who don't know, Windows 8 was released back in 2012, and it had a radical change in the UI. Like, there's no start menu, there's the start screen, got the Metro user interface and whatnot. Now, there was a lot of people that didn't like the changes that came with Windows 8. Most people have said about the UI as being unintuitive, not easy to get around with, and just not ideal for them, pretty much. Now, if they were on a tablet PC or whatnot, then things were a little bit different there. But everyone around the time was just using a desktop and a laptop. Now, bear in mind, when I say a laptop, I meant a laptop without any touch support. This one actually does. We'll get into that in a bit, but everyone was using just a desktop computer or a laptop computer with no touch support around this time, and well, they didn't like it. They didn't like the new user interface pretty much because it was just not ideal for them because the UI was mostly optimized for a touch interface. For touchscreen computers and tablets. So Windows 8 isn't that good, obviously, but like Microsoft tried to counter that by releasing Windows 8.1 on this day, 10 years ago, 2013. And while it did add some things back, like the start button, because that was missing in Windows 8, some things were still not brought back, like the start menu, notably, because, well, I mean, it is Windows 8 still, so they probably still had to keep with the start screen idea from Windows 8 with Windows 8.1. Imagine if they brought back the start menu with it. Man, that would be like a whole another alternate universe Windows 10 there. But either way, Windows 8.1 was like in my opinion, more like a tune-up to Windows 8. Like, it added some features that some people like, but most people just, they weren't really that comfortable with it. Some of them, with some of the changes, like mostly it was centered around the start menu, pretty much. They brought back the start button, but not the start menu. And yeah, that's that. So my experiences with Windows 8.1 is that, well, unlike most people, and I'm probably going to get canceled for this, or going to get a lot of comments about my opinions here, but to me, I never really even bothered, or I never really even cared about, how the UI is just like on not ideal pretty much. I mean, I was very young at the time, but I used Windows 8.1 as my daily driver OS up until like late 2015 when I got a Windows 10 laptop pretty much. But yeah, so yeah, I was just a normal regular user, and but I was using Windows 8 and 8.1 as my main OS, and I didn't really even care or bothered about the inconsistencies and UI inconsistencies and stuff with the UI and stuff. I just didn't really care about the UI problems, pretty much. I just used it as a regular OS, as it is. In fact, this laptop right here, a Lenovo IdeaPad laptop from 2013, kind of served me well through those Windows 8/8.1 days from 2013 to 2015. This laptop has touch support, which I can just bring that up here. Sorry. it has touch support. It does have a backlit keyboard, but I think that's kind of worn off. So yeah, this is the laptop that I ran Windows 8 and Windows 8.1 with back in 2013, 2015. Obviously, to me, well, back in the day, there was another laptop before this, but I was a bit concerned because it didn't have like a touch screen, but most importantly, an optical disk drive, because I was still kind of like running things off of optical discs, and I was a little bit concerned that it didn't have that. Plus, with the advent of Windows 8, touchscreen devices were starting to get common around that time, and so I was kind of interested in like a touchscreen laptop, pretty much. And I was a bit concerned that the other laptop didn't have that. And by the way, the laptop prior to this was a Samsung laptop. And eventually this came in, which did have a touchscreen display and an optical drive, most importantly. But the touchscreen display, you know, was a neat little addition. I mean, most people wouldn't even care about the touchscreen display, but like, yeah, I'm pretty much fine with it. Anyways, here's the laptop, and I'm gonna power it on for you, and here's the power cord for it. The original power cord for this died long time ago. It has 2 or 3 replacements. This one's probably the next one, so I have it plugged in here. It's got the charging light down there, and turn it on. Now this one also has a bad screen connector, so if I tilt it one way or another, then the image is going to get messed up. But there's the Windows 8 and 8.1 boot screen. Obviously, it has the Lenovo logo on there. If this were just a regular Windows 8 and 8.1 install, that would just be the Windows logo. Alright, it's booting up here. Now, I didn't hear the optical drive coming up. Is the optical drive dead? Oh, I hear it starting up. Yep, there's the optical drive. Alright. So this is the lock screen for Windows 8 and 8.1. So I'm just gonna log in here. This one has several accounts, and I know I'm gonna probably cut most of this stuff out because it's all personal data. Because I use this laptop for quite a while. In fact, this originally wasn't my laptop. I was just using it many times. It was actually my brother's laptop. It is running a little bit slow, but I think that's because this hardware on this is like over 10 years old now. Pretty much. But as you can see down here, we have a start button with the Windows logo right down there. It's a basic taskbar and such. Yeah, that's the desktop wallpaper that I had set. Pretty much. And yeah, here's the desktop, and yes, there are some personal files on here, so I'm probably gonna have to like not show all those to you, but just want to give a little bit of brief overview of Windows 8.1, pretty much, since it is the 10th anniversary today, because it released on this day 10 years ago. Can't believe it's that long ago. So anyways, click on this, we get the start screen as this, all the stuff that I have pretty much, and as to be careful with this because I might leak out some personal info, but click on here, that's File Explorer. It's so many links. I used this laptop pretty much back when I had it as a daily driver in 2013, 2015. In fact, this is the exact same laptop that I used from back then. And it ran Windows 8 and 8.1 pretty much. And I used it no problems at all, pretty much. I wasn't struggling to get around with the new UI changes. I just used it as this, pretty much. In fact, I rarely used any Metro apps on this, to be honest with you. Like, I didn't go use any of these Metro apps, pretty much. And this is the little touch there, because this thing has a touch screen. Like, I didn't use any of these Metro apps, pretty much. So I didn't use any of these. I just used like standard desktop ones. And I'm wondering why the File Explorer is not coming up. I know this is a 10-year-old hardware, but oh, there it is. So it introduced the ribbon interface for the Explorer windows. If you recall, in Windows 7, it didn't have this, pretty much. But this is the toolbar interface that we all kind of know of from the Microsoft Office suites from Office 2007 and 2010. Even Paint has a ribbon interface, which we all know of back in 2009 with Windows 7's release. Yes, this computer is really slow. Probably it's because it's running on a hard drive that's over 10 years now. It's somewhat degraded over the years. And here's MS Paint. Microsoft Paint. This is what it looks like in Windows 8. Not that much different from Windows 7. And this is the this PC thing, which it was, I renamed it to as computer, but in Windows 8 that was changed to this PC. So that's a one minor change. It does have a recovery partition on there. Windows 8 _ OS. This computer did originally came with Windows 8. I'll go to System Properties and see what version it is. Or I'll just go to WinVer, since it's going to take quite some time now. Oh, and I got plenty of other stuff that's just kind of opening up for whatever reason, since it's going to close that out. Because I used this thing so much that I kind of messed around with it. But Windows 8 version 6. It says Windows 8 on here, but it is Windows 8.1. Version 6.3, build 9600. Copyright 2013. Windows 8.1, it says right there. And System Properties. Let's see if we can actually get it through there. System. Windows 8.1. Copyright 2013. The logo still says Windows 8. Intel Core i5 3230M CPU at 2.6 gigahertz with 6 gigabytes of RAM with 5 gigabytes available. 64-bit operating system, 64-bit base processor, full Windows Touch support with 10 touch points. And computer name is PowerPC 2013. There's the OEM info, Lenovo logo on there. So yeah, and this is my Windows 8/8.1 laptop, pretty much. I used this as my daily driver back in 2013 up to like 2015. Okay, I'll close all that stuff out. But yeah, I used this as my daily driver, a computer, back in 2013 to 2015 when I got another laptop that ran, a new laptop that ran Windows 10, version 15.11 to be precise. But yeah, me personally, I never had any problems, with using Windows 8/8.1. And this is contrary to what most people think about Windows 8. It's just, most people, it just wasn't for them. They rather stick with Windows 7 or Windows XP. I know XP is pretty much out of support at this point because, yeah, but yeah, most people would stick to Windows 7 pretty much because Windows 8 was just unintuitive for them. But to me, well, I just didn't really care that much for the issues that Windows 8 brought over, some inconsistencies, and well, I never really even struggled to use Windows 8. I never really even struggled using Windows 8 as my daily driver OS. I just used it as it is, pretty much. But anyway, that's just me. Yeah. It's not really a whole much to look at this other than just like reminisce this OS and this laptop that I used back in 2013 to 2015, especially since it's also Windows 8.1's anniversary today, 10-year anniversary, which is interesting. I'm gonna close all these things out pretty much because that's just random stuff that's just popping up because this computer has been used so much over the years. But yeah, and by the way, this is Windows 8.1 Core, I guess. So if I go into a user control, user passwords 2, that brings us the classic user account interface. Advanced. This being, I think this is Windows 8.1 Core. See? We can't use the local users and groups because it says this snap-in may not be used with this edition of Windows 8.1. This is something that's inherited from XP Home Edition when it had something like this. So, Home Editions of Windows NT don't allow you to use the local users and groups applet. A new version of Java, nope. It has OBS on here, but I doubt OBS was ever used on this laptop. But anyways, yeah, not really that much on about this laptop. Pretty much, I mean, I've already explained about this without going into some of the personal stuff and personal data that's on here. But yeah, guess that's that pretty much. Yeah, obviously we got the start button, but not the start menu. We only got the start screen. So yeah, so it's not really that much with Windows 8 and 8.1, especially on this laptop. So I think we shall call it a day here. And because this thing has fast startup, it has the fast startup feature. Windows 8 introduced the fast startup feature. So when you click shut down, it actually hibernates and then it shuts down pretty much. So in order to get around that, you had to hold down shift and then click shut down to do a normal shutdown. You can disable fast startup feature in Windows 8, and then when you click shut down, it'll actually shut itself down. But yeah, that was Windows 8.1 for its 10-year anniversary. My experience is with the Windows 8.1 pretty much. Because unlike what most people think about Windows 8.1, I never really have any problems with using it pretty much. You know, the same applies to Windows Vista, which I know was a betrayal to most people, a lot of people, especially when compared to its predecessor, Windows XP. Well, I used Windows Vista as my main daily driver OS pretty much for about 2 or 3 years until I moved to Windows 7. So, yeah. Anyways, that is Windows 8.1 anniversary video that I'm doing pretty much. My experiences with Windows 8.1 such. Yeah, in closing, I kind of like Windows 8.1 despite what most people talked about and said about Windows 8.1. I just never really have any problems with Windows 8.1. This was the laptop that brought me Windows 8.1, Windows 8 and 8.1 to me, and I just never had any problems with using it. You know, never really had any issues with Windows 8 and 8.1. I just used it as is. That's just a normal operating system for everyday tasks, pretty much. But yeah, that's all I got about to say about Windows 8.1 on this 10th anniversary and my thoughts about it. But yeah, so I hope to thank you all guys for watching this my retrospective on Windows 8.1 and my experiences on Windows 8.1 for its 10th anniversary today. And yeah, so I hope to thank you all guys for watching this video, and I hope to see you all in the next one when it comes. Anyways, see ya.